Quick disclosure, I am not a professional at reviewing games. These reviews are made from my personal experience with the game that was played on the channel. This is all my opinion, and I realize that it's not the only one and that it might be disagreed with, which is fine. That is why I recommend you to purchase the game so you can draw your final conclusion. Now, let's start the review. Made by Forever Entertainment SA, Violett is set in a world full of wonders, quirks, and things from beyond our reality. Violett is a remarkable adventure game that will push your brain to the limits and engross you completely. Dragged by her parents, a young and rebellious teenage girl, Violett moves to an old spooky house in the middle of nowhere. Forced away from her friends and life in the city, she imagines how boring life in the country will be, spending day after day bored in her room with absolutely nothing to do. But what she cannot imagine is that in just a few moments she'll have the adventure of her life. A spark of light from the nearby mouse hole catches her attention. She reaches inside, and in the blink of an eye she's in a completely different place. So familiar yet so distant, so magnificent yet so dangerous, and a place where frogs singing opera are daily occurrences. Carnage gnomes are emissaries from another dimension, and power of telekinesis is now freaking anyone out. Now only your wit and luck can help her unite with her parents. Violett begins with a beautiful cinematic scene with an unhappy girl and her house in the middle of nowhere, and even after that every level appears great, with each level having its own type of style. Not only that, but every character met looked amazing with their own type of personality that made them really stand out from what would be expected. Also, not to be forgotten, is music that comes with Violett sets the mood for these eccentric levels. Although the songs sometimes repeat in different levels, it still sounds really well within the levels. The way the story is told is great without actually using any real words, however still speaking in their own language. So how does one interpret their language? Well, every time they speak, there is a pop-up bubble that shows an image of what needs to be done. Besides that, there are only two cinematics, which are at the very beginning and at the very end of the game, which look fantastic. Violett is a point-and-click puzzle game that does it really well. For being the first actual point-and-click game I have played with a mouse, it actually felt easy and smooth, which is what I hope it would be. With that being said, that is the only method of interacting with the surroundings, which is needed to solve the puzzles that come with every level encounter. Sometimes these levels are easy to solve, but more often they tend to make you wait and actually take some time to think to solve the puzzle. At a certain point, new powers were introduced to solve some puzzles or collect journal pages. Unfortunately, these newfound powers are used very rarely and made me want to use them more often, or confused me by making me think that they were the only answer to solving some puzzles. Other than that, when the powers were used, they looked great. That being said, Forever Entertainment SA's Violett was a fantastic game that was easy to control and had a good amount of difficult puzzles with a well done story. Violett gets an 8 out of 10 grapes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another review.